Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we are unpacking what is truly a masterclass in mental preparation. I mean, we're going deep into the exact blueprint for unyielding resilience. We're talking about training your mind to handle failure and learning how to genuinely focus on yourself to succeed. It's going to be a great one.
Okay, let's dive into this by looking at a pretty fundamental contrast. Our physical body has built-in limitations, right? But the mind? The mind does not have limitations. Yet we all kind of fall into this common trap where we spend almost all our time and energy on what goes on from the neck down. We try to perfect our physical actions while completely ignoring the literally limitless potential we have from the neck up.
And that brings us to this incredibly simple, absolutely crucial truth. Everything starts from there. It all begins in the mind. True preparation doesn't start with physical capability. If your mind isn't conditioned first, honestly, your body doesn't stand a chance.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Here is exactly how this explainer is going to unpack these practical tools for success. 1. Establishing the foundation of mental preparation. 2. The vision-building blueprint. 3. Embracing the bad breaks. And 4. Cultivating the relentless attitude. Starting with Part 1, Foundation, the mental preparation. This is the first phase of the mind over matter framework, where we really build that internal foundation.
So, the source defines mental preparation as the recurring ability to think and prepare the mind over and over again to maintain a competitive edge. Notice that word, recurring. This isn't just actually, scratch that, it's the exact opposite of a one-time Sunday evening ritual. We focus way too much from the neck down, but this is about continuous, daily, repetitive mental conditioning to stay sharp.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it anchors an abstract idea directly to physical execution. If you're not mentally ready, you're never really physically prepared. You could literally have all the talent and physical training in the world, but without that reoccurring mental preparation, your physical execution is basically guaranteed to crumble under pressure.
All right, let's shift the energy up a bit and move into Part 2, the vision-building blueprint. We're moving from just the foundational mindset into the active architectural phase of building your vision.
Now, vision building is a concrete procedure. It is not just daydreaming. Step 1, ask what you really want. Step 2, write it down. Step 3, let that writing cause thinking. See, the physical act of writing actually recruits motor skills that force your brain to clarify those abstract thoughts. Step 4, let that thinking create specific images. And finally, Step 5, string those images together to build the vision in your mind.
So why do we follow those 5 steps? Because it is the visionaries that have changed the world. Taking the time to actively write, think, and generate those internal images, that is what elevates you from someone who just reacts to the world into someone who actually shapes it.
Which leads us to a pretty tough decision. Are you going to settle for mediocrity or keep pursuing what was put in your heart? Let's be real. The path of mediocrity is easy. It requires zero mental preparation. But pursuing your vision, that requires a daily active choice not to settle.
Moving on to Part 3, embracing the bad breaks. Because eventually, you're going to face the harsh reality of external weather, the inevitable roadblocks and failures that will test your vision.
I really want to let this sink in. The road to success is always under construction. It is never a clear path. When you hit a detour, that isn't some weird anomaly. It's a mandatory part of the process. Expecting a smooth journey is a failure of mental preparation, plain and simple. We have to learn to embrace the construction.
And this brilliantly illustrates the point. To understand how to hit the game-winning shot, you gotta miss the game-winning shot. It's an amazing sports analogy proving that failure is absolutely not the opposite of success. It's a prerequisite for it. The mechanics of winning are literally learned through the pain of losing.
Think of it like a timeline. Your very first attempt usually results in failure, right? And by your 30th attempt, you might actually face a whole concentrated series of bad breaks. It feels terrible. But here is the fascinating observation from the source. A series of bad breaks usually arrives right before the big break is about to happen. Most people stumble and quit right in the middle, but those bad breaks are actually the gateway.
The message here is incredibly direct. You gotta fail in order to win. Listen, everybody who has ever made it has made mistakes. Especially early in your journey when you're young, you absolutely cannot let mistakes eat you up. You have to use them as data to refine your vision. Which brings us to our final phase, Part 4, the relentless attitude.
So, the crucial point is understanding what a relentless attitude is not. If you give up after the first
5th, or even the 30th time, if you get emotionally moved by how impossible a task looks, if you get discouraged because the timeline is stretching out, or if you surrender just because people say no, well, your mental preparation is cracking. You're surrendering way too early.
Because quitting early, even after that 30th time, just means you didn't want it bad enough. True destiny requires a made-up mind, and having a made-up mind means believing in your vision for your entire life, falling in love with the hard process, and absolutely refusing to take no for an answer.
And here is the harsh alternative. If you don't do what you gotta do, life is going to whoop you until you surrender. That is the stark, unavoidable reality. If you abandon your mental preparation and stop building your vision, the world is not going to accommodate you. It will overwhelm you.
But hey, that is exactly why we do the work from the neck up. Because no matter how hard you get hit, the ultimate message is so deeply empowering. You can stumble, you can fall, you can get back up again. Your physical body might be completely exhausted, but remember, your mind has no limitations. Your mind can always choose to get back up. So, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Take a second and truly internalize this. As you look toward the future, what would your life be like if you decided, I'm not going to allow my fears to stop me? Build that image in your mind, prepare for the bad breaks, and relentlessly pursue your vision. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I'll see you next time.